The Mind-Body Connection podcast.
The body
and mind. With your host, Dr. Phil Parker.
I asked award-winning psychoneurobiologist Professor Andrea Evers what's the most important piece of information she'd like to share with you. She said,
if you do not expect positive thing of your treatment, perhaps it's better not to start with it.
Best-selling author Dr. David Hamilton had this to say about the mind-body connection.
So chemical A plus chemical B, mix them together for a particular amount of time at a particular temperature, 100 times out of 100, A plus B will give you C, and it'll take exactly the same duration of time. But once you put human consciousness in the test tube, now the test tube's a human body, A plus B does not always equal C. And even if it doesn't always take the same length of time. It might be quicker or it might take longer. Human consciousness, your beliefs, what you think and how you feel, what's going on in your psyche, these things change the context and they change the environment in the test tube. So you can't just talk about A plus B equaling C because the environment is completely different and that environment is affected by what's going on up here.
One of the godfathers of placebo research, Professor Irvin Kirsch, explains the mind-body connection in this way.
I don't like to think of the mind and the body as two separate things. Like most philosophers these days, I think there's one stuff in the universe, and you can look at it from the point of view of mind, you can look at it from the point of view of body. You don't get anything in the mind that isn't also represented, at least in the brain.
But how do patients deal with placebos? I asked Professor Luana Coloca.
I'm fascinated because when we talk to our patients about these mechanisms, they are enthusiastic. They love to learn about. And some of them used to tell us, I wish I would have known before about this.
A groundbreaking study by Professor Irvin Kirsch compared taking antidepressants to taking placebos in people with depression. He found this.
The difference in the effect or the response to the drug and the placebo on their feelings of depression was minuscule. It was not enough to be clinically significant.
What one small thing can you do that will make a difference? Dr. David Hamilton had this to say.
Being willing to understand rather than to always judge. And I think that's a little shift that we can all make in varying degrees. And with a little bit of work, I think it's one of the best things a person can do for their mind and for the way that their mind then impacts their body.
But can taking placebos really make any long-lasting effect on your physiology? Professor Irvin Kirsch describes a 5-year follow-up on back pain patients.
Found that people who were suffering from chronic low back pain got significant relief and reductions in disability as a function of taking these placebo pills, which they knew were placebos. 5-year follow-up, and they have maintained their gains on both pain reduction and disability, and they've decreased substantially their need for pain medication.
Professor Luana Coloca has done some groundbreaking work on helping people to generate their own internal dopamine when before they couldn't, showing that there are actual changes in people's physiology as a result of taking placebos. But what else could be changed using the mind-body connection?
Talk about a sort of internal pharmacy, because this is true not only for endogenous dopamine, but we can release endogenous opioids, we can release endogenous cannabinoids, and probably many, many other neuropeptides.
What can we learn from these studies to make a difference to healthcare right now?
And paying attention and being warned and empathetic can increase the efficacy of real good medical treatments, and not doing it, behaving in a brusque manner, not just that can interfere with the beneficial effects of many treatments.
But doesn't taking time cost money? A final word from Professor Andrea Evers.
It's very cost effective to give more attention to the patients.
The Mind-Body Connection podcast.
The body
and mind.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please do subscribe to us on iTunes, like it, review it, and share it. The more people know about this, the better. And don't forget to join our podcast mailing list by going to philparker.org/yes, and you'll get extra stuff, bonus material, and program notes. See you there.